Section 14, Material Handling, Storage, and Disposal. Employees shall be trained in and shall use safe lifting techniques. Material handling devices shall be available and used for material handling needs of the activity. Employees shall be taught how to lift safely, how to avoid unnecessary physical stress and strain, what you can comfortably handle without undue strain, proper use of equipment, recognizing potential hazards and how to prevent and/or correct them. Employees shall also be taught to break the load into parts, get help with heavy or bulky items, lift with the legs, keep the back straight, do not twist, use handling aids such as steps, trestles, shoulder pads, handles, and wheels. Avoid lifting above shoulder level. The following steps are recommended as a proper lifting technique. Stand close with a shoulder width stance, squat by bending your knees and hips, put the load close and grip it, tighten your stomach, lift your head, and raise up using your legs. Whenever heavy or bulky material is to be moved, the material handling needs shall be evaluated in terms of weight, size, distance, and path of movement. Materials will not be moved over or suspended above personnel unless positive precautions have been taken to protect personnel from falling objects. Banding or strapping shall not be used as rigging to hoist loads of bundled materials. Material hoists shall be designed to raise and lower materials during construction, alteration, or demolition. They shall be constructed and installed in accordance with the requirements of ANSI A10.5. Before a hoist is placed in service, and every 4 months thereafter, a car arresting device test shall be performed. Landing platforms and runways that connect to the hoistway or tower to a structure shall be designed and constructed to sustain the maximum intended load without failure. Material shall not be stored on landing platforms or landings. All material in bags, containers, bundles, or stored in tiers shall be stacked, blocked, interlocked, and limited in height for stability and security against sliding or collapse. Materials that could become damaged or affected by exposure to the elements shall be adequately covered or stored indoors. Materials shall not be stored in areas that would interfere with other normal operations. Materials shall not be stored directly under power lines. Material storage shall be in compliance with the manufacturer's recommendations. Secure material stored in tiers by stacking, racking, blocking, or interlocking to prevent them from falling. Post safe load limits on floors. Keep aisles and passageways clear. Material should not be stored on scaffolds, work platforms, or runways in excess of the standards in Section 22. Materials stored in bins or hoppers that could create an engulfment hazard shall be evaluated and comply with the confined space requirements in Section 33. Do not store non-compatible materials together. In buildings under construction, don't place stored materials within 6 feet of a hoistway or floor opening, nor within 10 feet of an exterior wall that does not extend above the materials stored. This slide indicates proper storage of 55-gallon drums on a storage rack and palletized, and proper storage of lumber. When working with scaffolding, avoid potential of overloading. Placing masonry products on a scaffold could overload the deck. Stored lumber during construction shall be in sections containing a maximum of 1 million board feet with at least 10 feet clearance from buildings. Supported on stable sills and stacked level, stable, and self-supporting. Lumber piles shall not exceed 20 feet in height. Manually handled piles shall not be stacked more than 16 feet in height. Reusable lumber shall have all nails withdrawn before it is stacked for storage. Bags of cement and lime shall not be stacked more than 10 high without setback, except when retained by walls of appropriate strength. Bricks shall be stacked on an even, solid surface. Bricks shall not be stacked more than 7 feet high. Blocks shall be stacked in tiers on solid, level surfaces. Reinforcing steel shall be stored in orderly piles away from walkways and roadways. Structural steel shall be securely piled to prevent members sliding off or the pile toppling over. Pipes, unless racked, shall not be stacked higher than 5 feet. Work areas and means of access shall be maintained safe and orderly. Sufficient personnel and equipment shall be provided to ensure compliance with all housekeeping requirements. Work areas shall be inspected daily for adequate housekeeping and findings recorded on daily inspection reports. Work will not be allowed in those areas that do not comply with the requirements of this section. All stairways, passageways, gangways, and accessways shall be kept free of materials, supplies, and obstructions at all times. Protruding nails and scrap boards, planks, and timbers shall be removed, hammered in, or bent over flush with the wood at the time it is disassembled. This slide indicates examples of poor housekeeping. A competent person shall determine and document the size, weight, and height of fall of potential falling debris. Materials, scraps, equipment, tools, and debris that have fallen into the net shall be removed as soon as possible from the net and at least before the next work shift. Use an enclosed chute when you drop material more than 6 feet. If you drop debris through holes in the floor without chutes, enclose the drop area with barricades. Waste material and rubbish shall not be thrown down from a height of more than 6 feet unless the following are complied with. Enclosed chutes. Without chutes, you're required to have barricades and signs. All containers holding waste material, piles, or stacked material shall be labeled as a waste. Waste material shall be piled or stacked so to prevent engulfment or material avalanche and away from any traffic areas or walkways. The picture on the left illustrates a proper enclosed chute. The picture on the right indicates a site-made chute that does not meet the requirements. For the proper handling of materials, use proper lifting techniques. If the object is too heavy, use proper lifting equipment. When using forklifts to move materials, watch for potential struck by and crushed by dangers. For material storage, keep work areas free from debris and materials. Store materials safely to avoid struck by or crushed by hazards. Material disposal. Use enclosed chutes when the heights exceed 6 feet. Otherwise, use barricades.